So today is part 2 of how to stop depending upon others for our own happiness. Now, I've received hundreds of emails and requests to continue this topic because it has hit such a chord with everyone watching. So, of course, let's talk about it. Here we go. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Marina Oster, Stanford scientist and life coach. Welcome to my channel, a place where we save the planet by healing ourselves first. So if you haven't done so before this video, and this is your first one, be sure to watch How to Stop Being Dependent Upon Others for Your Own Happiness, the original first video, before we get on to number 2 right now. Now, let's reconsider this notion, right, of being dependent upon other people. These people, once again, are completely outside of ourselves. We can't control them. So we're constantly having to bend over backwards for someone else. Their moods, what they want today may be different than what they want tomorrow from us, right? And so I want to put it into some perspective for everyone. Now, the fact that you watching and I are here on this planet is a miracle. The sheer possibility of our souls being right now in these bodies as a physiological, biological, and event in the cosmos is completely not by chance. The fact that we're here means that we have a purpose. Every one of us has a unique gift or set of gifts to share with the world. If that wasn't the case, we wouldn't be here. So if we zoom out our thinking, then what do we find? We find that instead of opening up more and more and shining more and more of our completely unique light, we're running after other people to make sure that they're happy, and then in turn we are happy because they're in a good mood or they're throwing scraps, right, to us. And that's what we're living off of. We're so much more valuable than that. You are so much more valuable than that. That stops now. What we need to see is, again, if we're here and we're meant to be here and we have a unique gift, we have passions, all of our paths are completely different. There is not a single path that is identical to another on this world. And think of the billions of people living on it. So we've all come into this space-time event in the now to bring about our own piece of the puzzle to the world's, right, puzzle of gifts, opportunities, events, and co-creation. And so that is the level at which we need to be. We need to stop asking for permission or hoping or making someone else's life better in order to get something from them. That is such a small way of seeing ourselves, right? It's such a diminishing way to see who we are. We are, just like I said in the previous video, as Rumi's quote, the world, the ocean in a single drop. We are the micro of the macro. Everything is inside of us, and we're made of stardust. How much more sacred can we be? Certainly not less. And so that's what I want you to think about. I want you to stop, and I want you to give yourself a really big hug and say, you are magical. You are here to share your gifts. You are here for joy and co-creation. That is why you are here. So I'm going to share 3 things that we can do, you can do right now, today, this week. I'm going to hold you to it, to move past this sense of having to please other people, having to depend on them for their good mood so that you can be happy. And the first thing that we're going to talk about, number one, is we have to get comfortable being by ourselves. Now, all of the great masters, everyone who is fully actualized and fully realized on this planet in any field, in any age, any way, they are all comfortable being by themselves because they're valuable, because this is a time that you can reflect. This is a time where you can just be and turn off your mind, right? And so I challenge you to be easing yourself into being alone. And that is where the power lies. Often we rush to something that is easier or that gives us a sense of at least consistency, right? If we're used to running to other people, heck, that's what we've always done. So that's what feels like the right thing to do. It's a habit. Well, we need to change that habit. And a habit doesn't change unless it's given 30 days, typically. So we need to spend time, set the intention to spend every day, a part of every day, by ourselves, not filling up the noise. We have to be able to stand the silence, because the silence is where your power lies. The silence is where you connect with Mother Nature, where you connect with the universe, where your intuition can speak up to you, where you can just be, where your body can relax and stop running around, and your thoughts can also drop out. So be alone, practice being alone. And that means you can go outside, right? Commune with Mother Nature. Take a walk, go for a swim, walk in the forest, smell the fresh pine scent, hear the crackling of branches under your feet. Feel the foggy air, the moisture in it. Look at the flower and smell its intoxicating fragrance. Do this for yourself. Find time to be alone. Read, cook, write poetry. What do you like to do? Number two, when you are by yourself, start discovering who you really are. That's right. Who are you? Start asking those questions. If you already know, great. If you've never thought about that before, now is the time, because every day that we don't is a day that passes in this lifetime, and we're not going to get it back. So use this time when you are alone, in addition to communing with nature, to start writing down what you like to do, what brings you joy. Start writing that down. What makes you happy? What makes time stand still for you? What do you love to do? Do you love to play chess? Do you love to ski? This can be anything that's big or small. Do you like to write cards for other people and do calligraphy? Do you like to paint? What do you like to do? And if you don't know, and if this is the first time you're sitting with yourself in this way, then start trying different things. See what really appeal to you. You would be surprised, because you haven't invested your time in discovering that. You've invested your time in seeing what other people want you to be. But this is where the magic happens. Start writing down what brings me joy, and just watch yourself. And every time you notice, you're like, oh, that was so enjoyable. Time stood still. I didn't even notice. It's already 3 o'clock. How did that happen? That's what you want to write down. And you need to promise yourself to commit to do one thing a day from your list. Again, put on that list anything that's big or small. Whether you love saying hi to your plants on the windowsill, whether you love to go out and camp, any scale is worthy of being put down. And I want you to do one thing each day. It can be big, medium, or small. And what you'll find is that you are starting to become empowered. When you do the things that bring you joy, You are in flow. You are in sync. You are completely and utterly in the magic of the present moment. And that will always empower you, always lift you up, always make you feel alive, more yourself. It will make you expand, feel worthy, feel bigger, feel like a true creator in the present moment. And that is what will start happening. You'll feel empowered little by little, or in fits and starts. Boom. You're just like, that's amazing. I just wrote all of this poetry. I didn't even know I had it in me. It feels so good for it to finally pour out of me. And instead of it being held hostage on the inside, it's out. And the third and final thing that I want you to do is I want you to ease into putting yourself first. In this gradual process with your list, right, you have to ease into putting yourself first. And you do that by doing from your list of the things that bring you joy, one thing a day, like we said, but now you have to put it at the top of your list. No excuses. You can't say, oh gosh, it was on my list, but I had all these other things to do and I never got to it. Make it small then, but do it. Do one thing and put it at the top of your list each day. That's how you choose yourself. You choose yourself literally by taking what brings you joy and putting it at the very top of the things that you have to accomplish. That is the only way. If you don't do it, no one is going to do it for you. That is the way to say, this matters. Every day that I don't do it is a day that I will never get back. So to recap, right? Number one, zoom out. Realize how magical, how important you are. Get comfortable with being alone. That is where the power lies, your power. Number two, start writing down the things that make you happy, that bring you joy. And if you don't know, start exploring and making a list, big or small. Number three, get comfortable by prioritizing yourself. Put yourself at the top of your list of what brings you joy and do it, big or small, every single day. Put it first. I challenge you. And let me know in the comments what you have been up to and how that's been going. It's going to help not only me, but it's going to help everyone else who's on exactly the same path as you. And I want to end with a rampage of worthiness, because this is where, from the first video, like you remember, this is where it all starts. It's a question of, am I worthy to take time and space for myself? You are worthy. Every single human being on this planet is worthy. And you have been given responsibility to put yourself first. If you don't put on the oxygen mask onto you, no one's going to do it for you, and you can't save anybody else. And that is where the universal truth is. You are meant to be here. You are valuable. Time and space has conspired to put you on this planet right here, right now, to do beautiful things, to light up others with your own light, with your own brightness. Let them flock like a moth to a flame to your light. Let it be unbelievably bright, where there is no doubt, where every day you stay in happiness because you put yourself first, because you love what you're made of, because you love self-expressing, because you feel the life force move through you. You feel every cell light up in empowerment, in beauty, in joy, and you watch as all cooperative components come to you for inspiration, for collaboration. You become the light that everyone gets inspired by, rather than feeding off of someone else's light, because that's never going to be enough. It's never going to be enough because the flame is not your own. Light up your flame and have it be lit forever. If this video was awesome and helpful for you, like, subscribe, share with your friends. This information is important and it's precious. Until next time, I'm Dr. Marina Oster, This is a hero's journey. You are the hero, and this is your journey.